The three of us would like to be in your business for 33% is what I believe we said, okay? For that 33%, I would like to propose, and if my fellow Lions agree with me, that we give you 12 million naira. So in other words, we're valuing your business at 36 million naira. We're valuing it at 20% more than the offer that you have, and that's our offer.
He asked for 12%. They took 33%. They gave him more money than he asked for. He accepted. And by the time he walked out of that room, every person in it, including him, believed he had won. That is the most dangerous outcome in any negotiation, not losing. Losing while feeling like you won. Because in that lion's den room, two very different things happened at the same time, and most people watching only saw one of them.
My name is Olatunde Oludaunsi. I'm 27 years old, from Osun State, and I studied civil engineering in the University of Lagos, Nigeria. My company, First Fruits Nigeria Limited, currently specializes in the production of Jubal's glazed chicken, which is packaged, frozen, ready to eat smoked chicken. The product comes in three varieties: the regular pack, all wings, and the skewered chicken gizzards. It's currently available in 23 stores in Lagos and counting. In 2020, we recorded a fiscal revenue of 15.8 million naira, and since the company's inception in 2017, we recorded a total revenue of 40 million naira. Our profit margin is 30% and has the potential to rise to about 52%. We need 7.5 million naira to invest in packaging, branding, marketing, and transportation. And we are willing to offer 12% equity for this. I would love for you to become a part of this brand.
Now, let us talk about what actually happened. The first thing Olatunde did right was walk in with numbers that could hold a cross-examination. Not projections dressed as facts, actual revenue, actual margin, and a specific two-step logic for how the margin climbs from 30% to 52%, buying packaging in bulk to eliminate label costs, and shifting more volume toward direct consumer sales to cut out the retail margin. Any serious investor in that room could follow that argument and stress test it on the spot. Most founders at that stage sell a vision. Olatunde sold a mechanism. That is the difference between a pitch and a business case.
When you say you're in 23 stores, any of the big brands?
6 of the ShopRite stores in Lagos.
What is their consumption?
150 monthly.
Monthly.
Yeah.
Yes.
The second thing he did right was the ShopRite listing. Understand what that means. ShopRite does not place small food brands on its shelves as a favor. There are quality standards, supply chain requirements, and payment terms that eliminate most operators before they even get an audience. Moving 150 bags a month across 6 ShopRite locations is not just a sales number. It's third-party validation from one of the most demanding retail gatekeepers on the continent. He did not need to explain that to the Lions. The word ShopRite explained it for him. The third move, and this is the one that showed real intelligence under pressure, was how he handled Don Garam's sustainability challenge.
You know, there's a whole issue about environmental factors these days that
Yes,
might impact this brand.
Yes, sir.
Because you're cutting down wood and you're using it to smoke chicken that will eat. What are you putting in back in its place? Your process involves depleting the environment. I might just say, listen, I don't want to be involved in your brand. Have you thought about that as well?
Well, I guess that's something I'm hoping to work out with one of you.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
Exactly. It's a solvable problem.
It's a very solvable problem.
Because, to be honest, I'm looking for mentors.
Okay.
Cutting down wood to smoke chicken at scale was an environmental liability, and Don did not want his name attached to it. A defensive founder argues back. A panicked founder concedes immediately. Olatunde did neither. He said it was a solvable problem and that he was looking for mentors to help him fix it. That answer did two things at once. It disarmed Don without making a commitment he couldn't keep, and it reframed the investor relationship from capital provider to strategic partner. Don stepped back from the deal eventually, but the damage stayed contained. It did not pull the other lions out with him. Now, here's where the story gets more complicated. Most people watching that episode saw Olatunde leave with 12 million naira and assumed he drove that outcome. He did not. Kyari Bukar made the first offer, the full 7.5 million, but at 33% equity, not the 12% Olatunde asked for, nearly 3 times what he came in offering. Olatunde did not challenge it. Bolaji joined Kyari. Adenike joined both of them. 3 lions were now in. Then Don stepped forward with a competing solo offer, 7.5 million for 25%. That created a genuine choice: 1 investor, less cash, better equity terms, or 3 investors, different terms, and the possibility of more money. It was Bolaji who then put 12 million on the table, not Olatunde. Bolaji's argument was that the 3 of them believed the business warranted more capital, and that 12 million valued the company at 36 million naira, roughly 20% higher than Don's solo offer implied. Olatunde accepted. The extra cash was not something he negotiated, it was something the room handed him. His actual decision was choosing between 2 competing offers. That choice is defensible: more capital, higher implied valuation, and 3 networks across branding, finance, and retail working for him. But the equity conversation never happened. Kyari set 33% on his very first offer, and it never moved. Olatunde arrived at 12% and left at 33% without a single push in between. That's not a negotiation, that's an acceptance. Here's what the deal actually means going forward. 3 investors means 3 voices on every consequential decision. That's not automatically a problem, but it demands active management. If those 3 operate from a unified thesis, the business accelerates. If they pull in 3 separate directions, Olatunde absorbs the friction while trying to run a food company. The capital is real, the complexity is equally real. The margin expansion from 30% to 52% also still has to be proven. It rests on 2 execution bets: bulk packaging savings and a meaningful shift toward direct consumer sales. The 12 million makes the packaging move easier, but a new delivery vehicle does not build a direct sales infrastructure. That still requires work no investor can do for him. Olatunde walked into that room with a genuine business, proven product, real distribution, numbers that held up under questioning. He left with more capital than he came in asking for, but the room drove that outcome more than he did. The next time he sits across from investors, the question is whether he walks in knowing that and uses it.